Good morning, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of protecting yourself from energy drains. Trey Urban here. I'm so excited to have you back. Okay, so on Tuesday, we talked about identifying energy and how it's impacting you, right? How it could be from your office, from your family, from touching things, right? It's everywhere. It's in the air, it's in your home. Energy, it's a quantum physics fact, right? And then how it starts to deplete us because it's filling us up, right? And then because of that feeling, then we go home and we're cranky or we're short tempered or we don't get enough rest or we don't sleep well and we have all these other repercussions from it. But most people don't realize that a lot of this is energy and it can be shifted and released. So, in this second part, we are going to talk about how to set healthy boundaries, finding that balance, right? So that you could build a support system to protect your energy. Okay, so let's get into it. One of the things that I find is the hardest place to protect my energy is near and around my family. And yet they're the ones who have the most impact on my energy for two reasons. One, because anytime that we have deep emotional connection, there's already an engagement of energy because there's recognition of this person. So when people we love and care about start communicating that they had a bad day or they're sad or they're mad or they got hurt, then we immediately have this energy exchange. And we're trained to take care of it, right? To deal with it, to handle it, to troubleshoot and problem solve. But a lot of times, our family and friends never asked for the help. Just saying. How many of you guys out there love helping people? Can see how to fix things, right? So you offer information all the time. People, maybe your friends call you up and they're like, "Oh, I had this horrible day and my boss was mean and da da da," and we immediately start going, "Oh, hun, you just need to da 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 da," and we start offering up the advice, right? We start throwing it out there without having been asked. So one of the things I learned for myself to protect my heart, my feelings, and more importantly, all the energy that's created from those conversations, I began asking everyone from the very beginning when they start communicating, because my inner circle, they already know that they're going to have a brief window of time that they could communicate this story, right? And then it's either gonna we're gonna do something to illuminate the energy or whatever, right? So I ask, are you telling me this because you just need somebody to listen, or are you communicating this because you would appreciate my advice? Right? Game changer. Game freaking changer, y'all. And then that gives you the ability at that moment to know the role that they want you to play. But we're not trained to ask. We just listen and just assume everybody's calling us or engaging because they want an answer. Sometimes people just need to be heard. They just want you to listen. So when I began asking them what they wanted from me, it helped me to not take or not feel offended when they were like, "Well, I didn't ask you for your advice or unsolicited advice." I've gotten all kinds of comments, you guys. So let me just tell you, it helps. So that's one of the things that I've discovered. And creating these boundaries, it's so helpful when you have time for self-reflection so that you could become self-aware of what it is you want. And I tell this story often. One time when I was in the middle of a meltdown, I just was losing it. And for the first time, somebody asked me, "Trey, what do you need right now?" And it dumbfounded me. It definitely disrupted my crying and stopped me from crying. And I was like, "What?" because I had mostly just experienced people like, oh, forget them. Oh, you're going to be all right. Oh, you da right. And just blah, 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 blah. And pour like, and I know that we were just like me, I was pouring into people. I was doing my best to connect, support, encourage, right? Uplift. But when I learned that amazing gift of being able to stop and in that moment say, what do you need right now? Let me tell you, it began a journey for me. So I'm asking you to ask yourself right now, in the moments of crisis, what do you need? Because you got to know now, not while you're in it. Okay, you have to spend the time when you are high vibing to go, okay, this is what I want. So if I'm losing, and I know me, I feel things deeply. I go off into rabbit holes. I'm a trip, y'all. It's a lot of energy to be my friend. I'm just saying. But the people who are in my inner circle know that I pour in way more than I ask to be reciprocated. So it's all even. It's beautiful harmony. But get clear. Get self-aware. How do you do that? By finding ways to slow your mind. People call it meditating, but meditating isn't always just, because some people can't sit and just and focus on their breathing. ADHD. I feel lots of energy. People label me all kinds of things. Bipolar, blah, 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 blah. It don't matter. What I know is I perceive a lot of energy, and what I've mastered the art is identifying whether or not the energy belongs to me or if I absorbed it. And secondly, I have gained the tools to be the straw to then release the energy so I can reset. Okay, all of this comes out of my course, Energy and Me. So I love helping people to recognize, especially post-COVID, how sensitive your body is, how amazingly brilliant your mental body is, and your emotional body. I believe we carry 4 bodies of energy working in this beautiful thing all day, every day. So when you master that, how you're receiving energy, how your body's perceiving it, then you can know how to wring yourself out so that you can release emotions that don't belong to you or that are no longer serving your highest and greatest good, to make room for what? The new thoughts, the new words, the new ways, the new feelings of safety, security, confidence. Yes, this is how. So find ways that your mind can slow down. For me, I walk with headphones, with confidence tones. If you guys want to get into some confidence tones, I'd love to hook you up. I have the most amazing set of confidence tones. So the things that can help you slow your mind so that you can then ask yourself in that calmness, what do I need? How do I want to be supported? Who do I want supporting me? I want people who are exempling the amazingness I seek. I no longer ask advice from just anybody, because if you aren't showing me that you are ahead of the game in whatever it is I'm looking for, then I'm not going to be asking you for advice. It ain't personal. You just haven't excelled in that circle. I'll still love you. I'll still sit with you with other circles, but that ain't the one. So you guys be discerning. That's how you protect your energy. These are some tips. Become self-aware, because when you do, you'll realize the people who don't help you feel positive. You'll understand the people who aren't supportive and encouraging. And then you'll give yourself permission to then say, you know what, in my life, if you want to be in my inner circle, you must be supportive and encouraging. You must be trustworthy, of integrity. You must be going after the thing, doing the thing, right? So this has been Trey Urban with some Trey Talk on a Tuesday, finishing up this 2-part series every week. I do a 2-part series where we're focusing on different things. So this week, it has been amazing. We've been talking about protecting yourself from energy drains. So please go back and listen to my replay if you haven't, because the first part we talked about identifying how your energy is even being drained, because some of you don't understand that quantum physically on a fact level, all is energy. So learn how to play with it. It'll change your life. Identify it. And in this part, we just gave you some tips to slow your mind so that you can start creating the boundaries, identifying what you want so that you are able to protect your energy, wring yourself out, not be overwhelmed, not be discouraged, depressed, filled with anxiety, because more than likely it wasn't even your energy anyway. I'm pretty sure your original blueprint is filled with laughter and joy and confidence and positivity and understanding that you're beautifully designed in all that you're exempling in this very moment. So this has been Trey. I'm giving you a big hug. Until next week, I will see you next Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Hit me up. Big hug. Have a wonderful weekend.